Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? This story of Delilah Everett, the little girl out of Washington State where they had the Amber Alert. We did a video on that, and we also did a follow-up where we spoke about that this Amber Alert was canceled because the girl was found unharmed. She's a 2-year-old girl. It's getting kind of complicated here. So I had people email me and say, hey, Strategic, there's an update to this case that maybe the person who allegedly abducted her was actually her savior. And so I was pointed to the direction of Jada Lott Everett, who's claiming to be the father of this beautiful little girl. And we see here some photos. These photos do look similar to Delilah. I don't see any pictures of her at around 2 years old. Maybe these are 2 years old. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not doing a forensic dive on this. All I'm saying is apparently this guy's claiming that he is the father of this little baby. And what he's saying is that his daughter wandered off and that the individual who was identified as having taken her found her, and then this guy went into a Wendy's and the guy asked the staff if they knew who the parents of Delilah was. When the staff said no, allegedly he called his mother, and his mother said for him to bring the daughter home. I mean, not the daughter, it's not his daughter, but bring Delilah back to his home and then they'll figure it out. Listen, I live in a world of common sense. We can't be here that long because I literally have to go live in 15 minutes on Stephen Stearns. But I live in a world of common sense. I'm not saying that this is not what happened. I mean, this guy has pictures that he's paying for the bail for this dude. Like, here we go. You know, like he says, we're currently trying to get this bond paid and get him out. We will send pictures soon, and it don't ever take nothing to do the right thing and whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It's like common sense is not common anymore. So listen, we'll see how this develops, but I guess we have to say this for the record for anybody out there who happens to be a numbskull and lacks common sense. And if this story is true, then not only does this young man who found this baby lack common sense, but so does his mother, okay? If you find a child that is unattended, you do not remove them from the place that you find them and take them to your home. You call 911, you stay with the child in that location. Why? Because their parents might be looking for them. They might just be mere seconds and minutes away from discovering you standing with the child. I'm not saying, oh, you know what, Strategic, screw it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to help wayward children. I'm good. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that this should be a cautionary tale of not helping missing kids. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is in everything that you do in life, you have to have common sense. Common sense. Common sense says you stay in that location with the missing child, you contact the authorities, you wait for them to arrive, and then you allow them to assess the situation. That's what common sense says. You don't take the child home and then what? How long was this child gone before they contacted law enforcement? It was like 24 hours before they resolved this. So my understanding, so that means that when you took the child back to your residence, y'all still didn't call 911. You and your mommy, allegedly, if this story is true, did not call 911. How long did it take these folks to call 911 to say, you know what? Maybe we need to get the authorities involved in the fact that we have within our midst a little baby, but they probably didn't even know the baby's name because, I mean, maybe she knows her name. 2 years old, not all kids are talking at 2. Maybe she said, Delilah. I don't know. But you know Delilah doesn't belong to you. Somebody's looking for Delilah. She's clothed. She's clean. Somebody's looking for her. That means that you should be calling the authorities. So this is developing. A lot of this is preliminary and just alleged. The police apparently are not buying the story. That's why he has not been released from custody. So this is what's flying around the internet, and this is what's coming from allegedly the person who's claiming to be Delilah's dad. Now, it wouldn't be the first or the last time that a parent was misled as to the intentions of others. Jen Soto. So certainly, guys, we'll see how this one plays out, but take this with a grain of salt. I'm basically telling you the rumors of what's creeping around on these internet streets, okay? This is not official statements coming from law enforcement. Apparently, if you listen to these guys, he's in jail and they're trying to bond him out. That means the police are not buying his story. And when I say his, I mean the person who took Delilah from where she was. And apparently the father's saying that she wandered off from the home or something like that. Well, guess what? Maybe there should be more people charged in this case. 2-year-olds are not supposed to wander off from the home. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to make sure you're watching your children and you're making sure that you understand and you know where they are. If you can't do that, then you are guilty of child negligence. That's what you're guilty of. But that's a different story. We'll address that when we get more information. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.